crypto family and my coin factory family, back once more with another daily Kaspa and crypto live stream, and we have some very good and potentially some very bad news for today's stream, but all in all a very informative stream nonetheless, I'd like to believe. Right now we can see Kaspa is not really moving much, at least on its actual price. Mexia, of course, being the manipulator, is up 2%, but on Kaspa's actual chart is down minus 0.15% on the daily time frame, valued at 11.27 cents. Still holding strong in this level of support around here, which is good to see. However, we may see further corrections based on the recent announcement from the Federal Reserve regarding the unemployment data coming back very positive, but as a result, therefore, that actually reacts quite negatively to the market and for traders. I made a post about it in my community. Those who already know, link in the chat, description, also my homepage. But made a post about it, ultimately what it can mean for the market and then we have had a little conversation about it as we tend to do. I spoke about some other macro factors that could also affect the market in the immediate short term as well. But right now, so far the market is holding relatively level, and that could be because of the other significant bullish crypto news that potentially counteracted the negative effects. We'll get into a lot more of it in this stream, of course, but the main topic of the stream, of course, is Kaspa Stablecoins incoming and also Kaspa Etfs. I speak about it for a while. Those who've been following me for a while know for the past month or so potentially I've been saying that we have Kaspa ETPs now already through Valor, and we may get ETFs. We may even get BlackRock filing Kaspa Etfs. I'll get why to in this stream, but we had a very, very big post, and we have some very big dates coming out. 5 days time, potentially this could be confirmation that Grayscale are going to be launching Kaspa. Of course, time will tell, but as always, you really should be doing these daily. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. So you can see, first things first here, this kind of leads into everything else we're talking about as well. This post here talking about how over the last 2 years I've learned that some shitcoiners will do anything to separate you from your Bitcoin. They will tell you their coin is faster, more secure, and has changed the laws of physics. They will tell you to buy their coin because Bitcoin is old tech. When I had only started Bitcoin for a few hours, I was in it to earn more fiat. I went down the path, shitcoin path, because they seemed to offer a solution to people who wanted to become wealthy. The solution isn't real. They can't tell you what the opportunity costs of the network are. They don't want to tell you their coin sacrifices either the security or decentralization. They will tell you their core drop-in dilemma. This is impossible. Everything has opportunity costs, and they can't tell the opportunity cost of their own coin. Quite a general thesis of the entire market. Ultimately, just a Bitcoin maxi saying Bitcoin is the ultimate coin. There's no point of trying to dispute that. Now, I did actually release a post to the executive side of the community only about Bitcoin and its potential future, which, maybe it hangs in the balance. Again, if you want to know more, the bum is going to check out 7-day free trial going on right now. But what I found convenient and interesting about this post is, of course, the Kaspa community. Can you explain how the Kaspa sacrifices security decentralization? Ultimately, the Kaspa community banding together more and more and more, just basically, well, at least the main members just saying, I completely agree with your post. No coin or project can solve the dilemma without sacrifice on their blockchain. Fortunately, though, innovators like Son Polinsky here realized this too and evolved beyond blockchain to block DAG when the impossible becomes possible. The general thesis from this post here is correct. Most chains have sacrificed either security or decentralization. XRP, for example, has sacrificed centralization. It's secure, but it's got a central authority behind it, so it's not decentralized. Bitcoin, of course, is not scalable. Other projects as well also lack both security and decentralization, like Solana. But Kaspa, for where it's at right now, has got all three, and with the developments coming out for it soon, 10 BPS, Stagnite, much more smart contract and everything else, that will allow Kaspa to level up as a layer 1 protocol and to still solve the dilemma whilst remaining decentralized, hence why the KII has adopted Kaspa. I wanted to highlight this post purely for the fact that Kaspa Maxis here, support and also they believe in what they're holding. But keep in mind as well, while there are some maxis, of course, who are probably lost in their delusion, I would like to believe that most Kaspa maxis, especially these three, they aren't warped by their belief. They've done a hell of a lot of research. Some of them are very, very knowledgeable people. And they've done a lot of research and they understand what it is that Kaspa is and what they are holding. And it's not just them, because you have massive institutions who also seem to understand what Kaspa is about as well. Here we got confirmation 20 hours ago from Grayscale of the assets that are currently under consideration by them for ETFs or soon to be spot ETFs. You got many there: HBAR, C, TON, BNB, Injective, so on and so forth, Dogecoin even. The very, very first one in this list is Kaspa. That is huge, huge news. Now, in accordance to the discussion we had in my community earlier, my free Discord server, again, go check it out, link in the chat. The belief is that the reason Kaspa's first is because it's a proof of work coins, and proof of work coins tend to go first in the list. Now, whether that's true or not, I cannot confirm. I've not looked into it myself. But either if that's true or not, the fact of the matter being that Kaspa is still the first one on the list. So anybody who's a regular crypto normie who looks at Grayscale and looks at this list, they will see Kaspa's first. And that could be enough for them to incentivize to look into Kaspa more so and maybe even fill their bags. Again, a speculation of such. This is very, very big news. But what's, again, even more bullish about this is the comments. They're just straight. There's so many projects here. But pretty much the comments are just straight Kaspa, which showcases just how strong the community is behind Kaspa. People here want to let others know about one of the greatest advancements in proof of work that you simply cannot ignore when you put the time in to research it. Of course, Kaspa on Wall Street would be absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. And most likely would cause the price to rally quite a lot. I know I'd be very happy about it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be, because I want to build up more of as much as I can while the price is still so undervalued right now. In accordance to the power law, it's currently 64% undervalued. So it'd value up a hell of a lot higher. And we can see from this post right now. So Kaspa, APT, ARB, TIA, HBAR, MNT, C, S. Like, there's so many projects here. Some of them are very, very, massive. Like FET was the biggest AR project before Tau. FET is huge. BNB, Injective, Jupiter, ONDO, Rune, Doge, like some absolutely massive projects here, and Kaspa the first one. And we can see from the comments, when's Kaspa? Kaspa will go crazy. Kaspa. Of course, yes, my Twitter is definitely, categorized and, pushed out for Kaspa because that's what I follow. I follow Kaspa content creators and whatnot. But even so, look, Mr. Miles, if he's here, I doubt he is, he's probably asleep, but shout out to my man, everybody here. Kaspa, number one, Kaspa. The belief is so obvious. And that alone, if you're an institution, once more, think about Kraken listing for Kaspa. Every time Kraken announced a project, Kaspa Maxis, or even Kaspa holders, or even just Kaspa community, were quite frustrated with that much. And they constantly kept asking when. When Kaspa Kraken? When Kaspa Kraken? The moment Kraken finally confirmed the Kaspa listing, and their word search was literally just the words Kaspa, which is, showing how full force they were with it. That post got over 1 million views, and to my knowledge, is that Kraken Pro, the Twitter page Kraken Pro, it is their most viewed post ever. The Kaspa post of spot listing. And to prove how big it is as well, Coinbase, the second largest exchange in the world and the biggest exchange in America, their top viewed posts are also, they have some good ones, but that Kraken Pro post that had over 1 million views, if it was on Coinbase's page, that would have reached in its top 4, top 5. So Kraken listed on Kaspa was big enough in terms of adoption, or at least viewing it, that it would have reached the top rankings in Coinbase's Twitter page, should they be the one to list it. So that incentivized how strong the community, how much their belief is in Kaspa. And now we are seeing that many, many projects have been included as a consideration, and Kaspa's the first one, potentially to proof of work, but it's the first one there, and there are so much support of Kaspa. And as an institution, if you're seeing that, that could be enough to incentivize you to want to actually do as the community believes. And again, there's speculation, right? Because ultimately they're going to be listening to the other people they have, insider property stuff, like the other projects here that probably have VC backing and institutional investment. The institutional demand for the other projects is probably a lot larger than Kaspa. But the community behind Kaspa is most definitely, at least from what I can see, the strongest by a landslide. And that could be a key catalyst right now. Now, the asset consideration is not included in the crypto sector, such as these projects recently got listed. But to my knowledge, on the 15th, we should be seeing the next release of, the next quarterly report for Grayscale, I believe, on the 15th of January, so in 5 days' time. I'm going to double check that off stream to be sure, but from what I'm aware of, the 15th of January is when the Grayscale will update and release the next quarterly report. So you'll likely see assets who are under consideration right now be assets they plan to now list. And with Trump's inauguration just 5 days after that, you might see a big shift. Now, what I want to highlight as well, this post, which I spoke about in the past, Eric Boltoners, who's the senior ETF analyst from Bloomberg, he put, back on December 17th, we expect a wave of cryptocurrency ETFs next year, albeit not all at once. Most likely we'll see a Bitcoin ETH combo first. We've already seen that actually. Then he predicts next will be Litecoin. Now we've seen speculation now that it actually might be XRP, which I'm inclined to believe, but he says Litecoin because it's a fork of Bitcoin, because it is a commodity. You've then got HBAR, XRP Solana, so on and so forth. HBAR is actually also included in that list, as we can see here. But the premise I've been highlighting is Eric Bolton says here, Litecoin will be next because it's a fork of Bitcoin. And it probably will be. But Kaspa equally is a thermal proof of work. It's a commodity, therefore. It's similar to Bitcoin in that way. It's a commodity. So by that logic again, you may see Kaspa again get an ETF very, very soon. If the 5th of January, 5 days time, is the correct date, you may see an announcement about Kaspa going for consideration to be listed as an ETF very, very soon. We already have Kaspa ETPs through Valor Funds. You already have Zodia supporting Kaspa, and their partner to 21 shares, who's the world's largest offering of ETPs. You already have Marathon Digital Holdings, who are now mining Kaspa, and their shareholders include like the BlackRock. So BlackRock know of Kaspa. So you may see, again, this is speculation of course, there's nothing confirmed right now, but there's so many massive sources to me that suggest that we could very well see an ETF for Kaspa this cycle, institutional adoption coming into Kaspa directly, which is why when people are saying, oh, Kaspa will never hit 50 cents, never hit $1, yes, anything's possible. But I, while remaining conservative, also remain optimistic based on all the catalysts that people don't seem to take into account. People are thinking 10 BPS is coming, cool, that won't do anything to the price action. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. They're thinking, oh, still no tier ones, who knows if we're going to get it. They're not thinking, oh, Binance is literally around the corner. Smart contracts, oh, it's going to come out too late, the cycle's going to be done by then. We don't know when the cycle's going to top. Ultimately, smart contracts are coming out. We don't know when the cycle's going to top. It may come out in time, it may not. Binance, in my belief, is coming this cycle. In my belief, it's coming out in the next month. Time will tell. You have multiple other listings as well, OKX, potentially Coinbase, Gemini, Crypto.com, so on and so forth. 10 BPS being huge, of course. We've got announcements as well about stablecoins I'm going to get into more so in a moment, which again is very, very bullish, extremely for Kaspa. You potentially now got ETS on the horizon. There's so many confirmed incoming catalysts and also highly speculated catalysts for Kaspa that leads me to believe that should some of them come to fruition, or even if they do, or even if they don't, that alone could be enough to send Kaspa price running a little bit higher. I'm still very, very bullish on Kaspa and what's to come. And I think Grayscale will list Kaspa based on the community incentive behind Kaspa, how bullish everyone is on Kaspa, and showcasing that on Grayscale's page. For all the connections that Kaspa has to already some big, Marathon, Zodia, the new SEC chairman, Paul Atkins, technically speaking, because Paul Atkins is on the board of Securitize, who's partnered with Zodia, who's partnered with Kaspa. They already got an ETP through Valor Funds. They're building a lot already. BlackRock know of them, obviously. There's so much more coming to Kaspa that leaves me very optimistic about his price in this cycle. while its price is still only at 11 cents, and yes, very well could come down further in the next couple of days or so, depending on market sentiment. Right now, it's holding relatively strong. Bitcoin is not coming down, too much, potentially because of the inflation data that came out on Tuesday. We saw a heavy correction in the market as a result. The market potentially is already priced in for the worst, so to speak. The market made a rally upwards for the last week and then came down quite heavily after the inflation data came out. We were still starting to see rising inflation again at quite a drastic rate. So the market already prepared for the worst coming down. So now the jobs data has come out, even though it's not good, it's not really affected the market that much because people are already prepared for the worst. Again, that's speculation. We could see it still come down, but there's also a big catalyst that also suggests that that's why it's coming up as well. So I'm going to post about this in my community server. Ultimately, going into it about the fact that the market right now seems to be doing okay, which is interesting because this Wall Street Journal post here talks about ultimately what's happening right now. The economy added 256,000 jobs in December, which is massively past the expectation of 155,000. Like 100,000 more. Ridiculous. The unemployment therefore is edged lower to 4.1 when it's expected to be holding steady at 4.2. So basically, we have seen more jobs. If this information is true, of course. Which is good, but for investment, that's bad because if the employment, with the inflation rising higher and higher, and the unemployment also being better than expected, again, should the information be right, there's no need to combat the unemployment rate with rate cutting. So now, they haven't got to cut rates to combat the unemployment rate, or and therefore rising inflation more, so they can actually just halt rates. So basically, traders now are expecting to see little to no more rate cuts. Some are saying only a 25 basis point cut for the rest of the year. The Fed Reserve, the Bank of America, is saying that they expect no more rate cuts this year. So again, we could see some market fluctuating, and for me, it would be short-term price correction. In the long, because something similar happened to my belief in 2017 bull cycle. When I did my research to my understandings, something similar happened in the 2017 bull cycle where, they didn't do the Fed pivot didn't work as intended, and it ended up not cutting rates at all. And then we saw, we saw the market, take a while to pump and then go off. Actually, no, I think it might be. I think I'm thinking of the housing bubble. I think it's something else. Point being is, right now there doesn't seem to be a belief that we're going to see more rate cuts, which is why there's a belief once more the market may see more corrections. But the reason why the market is doing okay right now is because potentially because we're already priced into a market that's already in its worst case scenario, or because of other information that's come out. For example, this was released not that long ago, in December. Released that the wage inflation is actually lower than expected, 3.9% versus 4%. And as a result, therefore, because the wage inflation is not as high, this may have been the reason why crypto didn't correct as heavy. Also, it could be other factors, such as the fact that, Senate Banking Committee is going to be launching a subcommittee on digital assets for crypto only, which is a very bullish thing. The House of Financial Services Committee declared that they will create a regulatory framework for digital assets that will protect investors and consumers while keeping innovation in America. Going to be dedicated purely on crypto, which is very, very bullish. Mike Flood, who's Donald Trump's new crypto czar, is going to be leading this. And Paul Atkins recently made the rounds on Capitol Hill, and he stopped off at the Senate Banking Committee Chairman Senator Tim Scott's office. So we're seeing right now a lot of developments in this space talking about the stance on crypto and where they want it to go. We're seeing a lot of adopted and pro-crypto regulatory developments right now. So despite the unemployment data coming back for investors, in the actual real world, it's good, right? It's good to see unemployment going up, but for investors, it's not good news, typically speaking. But the profile of the market's not doing too badly. And for me, that's one of three factors, either because the market already corrected into the worst case scenario, because inflation is already too high, so it's corrected now down, or it's because, or in addition, it's because the wage is, better than expected or worse than expected, therefore it's better for the investors. And equally because we're seeing so many developments that the Senate, the House Financial Services Committee, is going to be hard focusing on crypto adoption. Now for me, hopefully we see crypto hold this level, and I suspect if we do, we'll see just sideways between this zone for the next, probably to the end of the month, or maybe up to Trump's inauguration, which again is only a week or 10 days away from now. If we do, I believe we'll see Kaspa hold this level right now at 11 cents as well. Or for me, worst case would be we see Bitcoin come down to 90k here, maybe 85k. We'll have to wait and see. And if you do see that, then we'll likely see Kaspa correct down as well. I believe Kaspa wouldn't correct further than 10 cents. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Trade at your discretion, do your own research. May come down further. So far, Kaspa for the past 2 weeks have been holding strong at the level of support, which to me suggests that this is the next bottom for Kaspa, the next local bottom. Of course, we'll have to wait and see, but there's still many, many more big things coming to Kaspa that I'm very optimistic about. The big dates right now, as I mentioned, I'm actually going to be doing an update in my community based on community suggestion about making a calendar so everyone can find out the big dates coming for Kaspa. We've got the inflation data coming out on the 15th, potentially the same day we're going to see Grayscale make an update on their new assets that are under consideration being listed for ETFs now. So inflation data comes out on January 15th, Trump's inauguration January 20th, and then the next rate cut decision happening on the 29th of January. Which obviously right now seems to be little to no chance that we'll see any more rate cuts this year, or at least very soon. In accordance to the Kobe's letter now, this is the Fed pivot is officially dead. Stocks are crashing after the US added nearly 100,000 more jobs than expected in December. Unemployment fell. So stocks obviously doing very bad, but crypto is still doing okay, which I'm guessing is because of all this pro-crypto information here. So to sum it up, the Fed pivot is dead. The base case now shows a 4% chance of there being no rate cut through June 2025. So for the first half of this year, we'll see there's quite a high chance, truth be told, of there being no rate cuts, because unemployment is better than expected and the inflation is still too high. The way to combat inflation is to rise rates, but you can't raise rates because unemployment is still not great. So all they're going to do is probably just leave it, just stagflation, like leave it still. We'll have to wait and see, of course. We have to wait and see. But so far, the market is not doing too badly. You have to wait and see where it comes next couple of days. And for me, Kaspa is going to do very, very well as well, based on the fact that we are seeing some big decisions. And again, the next rate cut decision on the 29th of January, whatever happens, we'll have to wait and see. But on the very same day, the INA-TBA will be giving out their awards ceremony in Brussels to the most exciting DeFi project of 2025, Solutions. And Kaspa has been nominated by them. So potentially on the very same day we see rate cuts, which will inherently affect the whole market. Actually, I say potentially because, again, we may already be priced in a market that expects no rate cuts anymore. So we may just see, therefore, even with Trump's inauguration, we just see sideways price action until the meeting's done, and we'll start seeing a steady rise with all the pro-crypto laws coming out and more adoption. Or we'll see Kaspa in particular. Maybe we'll see Kaspa start making some bullish momentum because, again, I don't think it's a major catalyst in the short term, but those who understand the significance of what's happening in this space of regulatory clarity, should Kaspa win and get the award from the INA-TBA for the most exciting DeFi protocol 2025, that will mean they'll be given a global forum to be in contact with regulators and policymakers, and we're going into a crypto cycle, a world where regulations are of inherent importance, of the utmost importance. So that could therefore also incentivize the likes of Binance to list quicker before its adoption takes off, likes of Grayscale to launch Kaspa ETFs because they have regulatory clarity or be in contact with regulators. It's already a commodity because of the fair laws proof of work. So it already has got a step ahead of the other proof of stake projects that have to prove themselves as being, regulatory compliant. Like XRP had to do for 4 years. So Kaspa has got, to an extent, quite a big advantage over other projects. And a lot of significant stuff happening this month in January, February as well, and so on and so forth. The way I see it is either, with the crypto market, we're going to see lackluster price movement for the rest of this month, going into February, and then we'll start seeing some bullish momentum. Or, in a somewhat worst case short term, but I think more bullish in the late term, is we'll see it's kind of lackluster, maybe coming down a little bit, or doing relatively nothing for the first quarter. And if we do that, which I actually low-key hope we do, then we'll likely see, as we, by that point, regulations coming out, mass adoption coming out, all this sort of stuff as well. And we'll then see, as a result, because all the regulations coming out, institutional adoption, and it's still being a bull cycle, a massive, massive pump for Bitcoin, for crypto to the upside. And why that's big for Kaspa? Because again, a lot of Kaspa developments are coming out later. 10 BPS coming out end of Q1, potentially early Q2. Smart contracts coming out in summer of 2025. More tier 1 listings, potentially ETFs. And, much, much more that are coming out later. So actually, I would personally, for Kaspa's sake, prefer if we did see Bitcoin do nothing for the first quarter up to about March, April, and then we see it just take off. I think we do have a possibility still to see Kaspa do a similar sort of pump to the likes of Solana based on what big developers are coming for it. Highlighted once more in its first cycle, it did nothing until August, and we just saw a massive pump, a 7x, in such a short span of time, from 10 to 70 billion. Which, in comparison to Kaspa, that would put it from 10 billion Kaspa, would put it in and around 25 cents. And then, 70 billion would put it in around $1.70. Which is slightly underpredicted. Is that $1.70? I think. Yeah, no. I think. Wait, no, that's a lot. All right, I'm telling fibs. No, it is not one. It's one. Yeah, wait. I'm talking out my apologies. I'm tired. Yeah, but either way, it will still be very, very good. I think we see a very, very big hump for Kaspa coming very, very soon. I'll get in more into it in a second, but I haven't answered any questions right now. So let me answer questions firstly. So what's up, Bobby? My man, welcome back to the stream. Kaspa only lacks top tier on exchanges law. 100%. I mean, they've got Kraken, which is good, and I'm happy for Kraken, but it's only a USD, not a stablecoin pair. It is lacking the top two, or three, being Binance and Coinbase, and also OKX. Once it gets those, we'll see some serious adoption, I like to believe. What's up, Andy A? Back to stream, my man. Pure, another 22 Kaspa. Big up to you. I love it. Keep filling your bag. What's up, Stephen King? Welcome back to stream, my man. Vassel, welcome back. Allah, Caspians, buckle up, incoming 100%. When Lambo, who knows? Who knows? I'll come back to that again. It really does depend on where the market's going to go from here, because Kaspa got a lot of developments coming out for it, but the market right now is in a lot of uncertainty of when it's going to pump. It could be after, based on, especially on the recent inflation data, it could be, late this month or February. It may not be at all in the first quarter, and then just a bullish, summertime going into like December, November time. We'll have to wait and see. I'll get into it a little more detail later, coming back to it. What's up, my man? Welcome back to the stream. This award you're talking about, what kind of reach does it have? Is it known? I've honestly never heard of it before. Let me load up the post. Because it's worth you be able to see the source, so I'm not just waffling, right? Now, what type of reach it actually has, I guess I can't directly confirm. I can confirm from this post here, from Kaspa themselves, which has put out the INATBA has listed Kaspa as nominated for the most exciting DeFi solution of 2025. And in their words, the INATBA offers public and private developers and users of DLT, so projects like Kaspa, a global forum to interact with regulators and policymakers and bring blockchain tech to the next level. Now, again, I can't confirm in the fullest of the sort of reach INATBA actually has. I'll be sure to do my own research after the stream ends and try and get a more concrete answer for you, my man Joe. But I can confirm from this page here, the projects that have been nominated here: Indigo, Fusion, Jellyverse, Kiln, and OneBoard, of course, Kaspa as well. And I can confirm as well that the members will be voting the winners at their awards gala in Brussels on the 29th of January, which is not far away now. That's 3 weeks, give or take, slightly less than 3 weeks. And should Kaspa be, truthful in this factor, then being given a global forum to interact with regulators and policymakers in a cycle when we're going into heavy regulations for crypto, those without regulatory compliance will struggle. JP Morgan confirmed that stablecoin issuers, actually I'll get that post up as well, because that also coincides with what I'm going to talk about in a second as well. JP Morgan is, but just so you're aware, for those who are wondering, I'm typing in JP Morgan stablecoins into my Discord community where I can find the post about it, because that's the easiest way for me to get access to it. Where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, here you go. So I'm just typing in JP Morgan stablecoins into my Discord community, into the search bar, and I able to find the post quickly like that because I've got information tab in there. So it says here, JP Morgan has even said that stablecoin issuers who adhere to regulations will benefit from the upcoming regulatory crackdown and gain market share. That's a very big deal because we know regulators are very, very big. We know Kaspa, we know the KRI are going to be a market maker for Kaspa. Also, they're launching their own regulatory roundtable group to make sure Kaspa are compliant with regulations. And should Kaspa also win this award, that will also give them a global forum to interact with regulators and policymakers. So Kaspa are going to, for the most part, Kaspa seem to be very, very compliant already and getting in the in with regulators and policymakers. And also, that's big because they're also launching their own stablecoin. They're making tests right now on... People thought you had to have smart contracts for it. They actually, KRC20 are making updates to allow it happening on KRC20. And then I'd imagine with smart contracts coming out, you'll see a complete migration of the whole ecosystem of KRC20, so it'll still function just the same. But it'll now become a smart contract that actually is better, therefore. We've got an extensive post here for Crypto Proselyte talking about, why it's so big for Kaspa, the benefit of stablecoins on Kaspa, and the TLDR of it is going to be faster, more secure, and scalable for stablecoins in general, because it has lightning speed transactions, because it's not like slow blockchain technology, it's block DAG, it's quicker. It's got unbreakable security, because again, it's block DAG, it's got very, very good security. It's scalable, again, because it's block DAG, it's decentralized, and it's got evidently a thriving ecosystem. Everyone who's very, very bullish on Kaspa. Those who are not bullish on Kaspa are traders who are upset with the short-term price action. But the general sentiment of Kaspa and what they're building is extremely bullish. And that is why stablecoins will be so very big, and they're building it right now on Kaspa, on KRC20. So that also then coincides more so what JP Morgan is saying here. If you're regulatory compliant, you'll gain market share. If you're a stablecoin issuer that's regulatory compliant, you will gain market share. And Kaspa have a very strong chance, thanks to the KRI, thanks to the INATBA, to be compliant with regulations, and also being a commodity because it's a fair loss proof of work coin, and they're building their own stablecoin. So Kaspa therefore could start to, I'm not going to say it's going to explode this cycle and steal a lot from other projects. Again, it's quite late and it's a very, very infant project, very early, but you could start to actually gain significant market share because of what they're building. You've got, again, Grayskull, considering Kaspa, that could be a very, very big catalyst for them. Tier 1 listings, again, still we've got one or two. We need Binance and Coinbase and many, many more. We've got Marathon mining Kaspa. So BlackRock do know of Kaspa because BlackRock are the largest shareholder of Marathon. Zodia. But Valor ETP is already here. Zodia, partner of Kaspa, who's 21 shares. Paul Active, SEC chairman, who again is making the rounds to make sure that we're pro-crypto. There's a lot of big things coming. And there's equally, to also highlight the important step, that there's a post, or posts that I have that I deem as extremely insightful, that highlight the importance right now coming to stablecoins, that I will be covering and put in post for those who are part of the executive page right here. So the executive page right now, there's a 7-day free trial going on, so you can just go and check it out and see what you feel about it. We put in a lot of, so far it's been very, very positive in there and very profitable. We took in a lot of very good trade picks. Put in this one, I made a 5x earlier. This one as well, made a 5x, and it's already rallying up again, so it's still being in it, making money again. This one of our first picks, I made a 25x, 2,400% gain. There's the sort of stuff we do in the community, and as well, we put in also some I deem alpha insider information that also helped me judge where the market's going to go as well. So far, it's been very, very big, and we're still ramping it up, and with Trump's inauguration, we'll probably see the market rally up as well. So if you want to find out more, the insider information stuff that also gives you more, I would think helps you in your trading strategies. Maximizing the benefits of crypto in the whole market with more insider information and trades, then by all means, come check it out. Link in the description, the chat, ultimately your homepage. We're going to be upping the price at some point in the future, so if you come in right now, you get grandfathered in at the current price. But it's also 7-day free trial, so go check it out and see what you feel. And if you love what you see, by all means, we welcome you. We need QE, we need Binance listing, we need 10 BPS, we need alt season. Only if we get this, we see Kaspa above $1. Potentially. I mean, again, one thing that, I don't want to make it seem like I'm a massive moon boy, of course. I do truly believe in logical, not emotional. But if I'm doing my research based on other projects in the past, while, again, comparing apples to oranges, because Kaspa is a unique project, hasn't got VC back and all that stuff as well, but the one thing that I have seen time and time again, looking at Solana, looking at even Sui in this cycle, looking at Bitcoin, no matter what you see exponential rallies in a very short span of time. We saw Bitcoin do a 40% rise from 68k to 92k in the span of a week. That's Bitcoin as well. That's not a small amount of capital flooding into the market. We've seen XRP rally from 50 cents up to $2.20 in the span of, 2 weeks? We saw Solana rally from 10 billion up to 70 billion in the span of 2 months. The whole premise I'm trying to highlight is, yes, I agree, we need 10 BPS, Binance listing, other tier 1 listings, QE, alt season, all this sort of stuff as well. ETF, there's so many potential catalysts for capital that could be very, very big. But at the same time, $1 is a 10x. That's very, very good. Very good. I would not be upset with a 10x. I'll be happy with a 20x. My prediction, of course, being $2 Kaspa. Still between $2 and $5 Kaspa. But the whole premise I'm trying to highlight is that we could generally see this market rally extremely quickly. Other projects done it in the past. Their first cycle, Kaspa's already done exceptionally well for its infancy in a bear cycle. Had a rough year or a rough 6 months, but there's still so many catalysts. Again, institutional adoption for the first time ever is a very, very big deal. There's still a strong chance, in my belief, that we could see Kaspa ignite some very, very late but volatile rally, descending, going up parabolic in a short span of time. The catalysts I've already disclosed in this video: tier 1 listings, ETFs coming out, potential ETFs, tier 1 listings, Marathon. This video I'm going to play in a moment as well. This is Marathon, the head of Grove, him talking about Kaspa. I'm going to play the video. It's a very, very big video to listen to understand why they're bullish on Kaspa as well. Kaspa also have a new listing on Xlix, but instant swaps with no mandatory registration or limits. More dollars coming to Kaspa. Stablecoins. But again, stablecoins are huge, and I'm going to make a post again to the executives about some of the information coming out recently about the importance of stablecoins, the trends coming out for 2025. We're seeing mass adoption of stablecoins right now. Individuals want stablecoins. That could be a very big deal for Kaspa, again, with this being a block DAG that it is. So the catalyst for Kaspa being 10 BPS, smart contracts, stablecoins, ETFs, tier 1 listings, and that's just a handful of what we're likely to see this cycle. Those alone could, ignite its adoption to an unfathomable level and potentially make it rally higher than expected. Predictions, again, by all means, do your own research, trade your own discretion, make your own investment decisions. Kaspa mentioned $1, I think is possible. I think $2 even then is still quite possible. I think up to $5 is possible. Anything above $5, I'm now saying is probably a bit too moonboy, because that's over a $125 billion market cap. I think Kaspa has the potential to reach 50, being $2. 50 billion market cap being $2. I think it could even go a little bit higher than that. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Time will tell. But based on these sort of catalysts we're seeing, should the market rally as per usual to the fourth quarter, which again, we can't say for sure where it's going to stop. No one can predict that. But if it does, that could be a very, very major deal to allow Kaspa to also catch the cycle and therefore rally higher than expected. Just don't get shaken out of your bags, is what I'm trying to say, really. Unified Protocol DAO token possibly 50x soon. Link looking bullish. Take a look. I'll have a look at it, my man. I have not paid too much attention of it, truth be told. I'm guessing it's this one. Currently a 6.5 mil market cap. It's an absolute infant. It is a micro cap. Currently come below this level here. Volume is up right now, but it's still very small volume. BitGet, Kraken, so it's got some good listings at least. I'll give it that. It's got some decent listings. Kraken being the tier 1, and BitGet also technically being a tier 1. It's got an EUR pair as well, as opposed to just USD pair. Although USD is the main one, so it doesn't really matter that much. You've got good listings. It is... That's a massive about. A network that will work. The network will use a stablecoin as a gas token to remove transaction volatility and inflation. I mean, From what little I see of it, it looks like a decent, it sounds promising. It launched back in 2021. So in the last bull cycle where it reached $42, and now it's corrected down heavily to 68 cents. And being a microcap now at 6.4 mil market cap, I can't say for sure it's going to rally. I can't. But I mean, but numbers sake, if that was to rally back to all-time highs, then yes, there's a potential 50x. So I mean, yeah, if you want to know more about it, then that's there for you to look at. I don't personally think I'm going to get into it. Maybe I'll fade on the bag then, I'm not sure. But I mean, the chart-wise, seeing it do this is, you know, I mean, you can say that Kaspa's also nothing for a year, so I guess you could argue the similar thing, but I don't know. It's come down quite a drastic amount, which is surprising. It was at one point it was at one point it had even then it's top of the 142 mil market cap, so it still is a very, very small project. You know, its top market cap still in the millions, and it's come down to, you know, all-time lows in market cap. So maybe that means it's going to reverse now, or maybe it means it's just falling off. 2% down since its founding. Not the best look, personally. Again, I'm not trying to buy me for to put it down. It's got good listings, and it has made a decent pump in its first rally. So if it does return, then yes, 50x potential. So yeah, that's that for you. What's up, Critical Man? Back to stream. Hope you're doing very, very well. Yeah, it's very early today. Unfortunately, I am preoccupied later tonight because it's currently 6 p.m. where I'm at. So I thought might as well get my daily content, your daily FOMO out for you, as opposed to not doing a stream at all, because I want to make sure I still go strong. I'm doing 165 days in a row of streaming. My plan is to hopefully make it to one whole year now. My only complicated is a wedding that I'm going to be attending to at some point in the summer, which I don't know if I'll be able to make a stream beforehand, which means I might end up missing my first ever stream that day. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, I hope not. But so far, I'll be going as long as I possibly can. Capital smart contracts and roll-ups still coming this year, 100%. 100%. There's so much still to look for Kaspa. You have to admit, this is the worst bull cycle ever. If it goes a few months further, like this, we'll go into a bear market. All people will sell it because it takes way too long. No. I don't disagree. No, I do disagree. We didn't see a pump for Bitcoin back here for a long, long time in 2017 rally. All rallies are different. This is if this is the worst Bitcoin bull cycle ever, when Bitcoin's already at nearly up, it's surpassed 100k, then, you know, that's saying something. I don't think it's the worst cycle by any means. I think this is going to be the biggest cycle yet. The difference is to take into account if you've got institutions in here for the first time and they don't want you to make money. So what you're likely going to see with regulatory clarity coming through, you'll see institutions potentially, again, this is speculative, you might see institutions start dumping the price to get you all to shake out of your bags and then send it up sky high. People may sell, yes. But for me, I'm not going to sell because I have absolute conviction in this cycle and where it's going to go, and also in Kaspa in itself as well. I don't think it's the worst bull cycle at all. The problem is most people got in the last cycle where we saw a pump literally, like if you look at the last cycle, as soon as it got to, it started pumping in December and just kept going up higher and higher in the last cycle, and then made a top in March, came down and made a double top and went higher. So everyone expects it's going to do something similar. That's why everyone's like, oh, at NQ1. Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Trump's inauguration in 10 days. There's a belief from the new Speaker of the House of Financial Services, Mike Johnson, that he's going to be incorporating and implementing Trump's pro-crypto agendas as soon as he's inaugurated, immediately. So we may see some quick volatility in the market for crypto and Bitcoin. And that also, right now, we're still in a Bitcoin dominant cycle. Still Bitcoin dominant. Alt's not at a time to fly yet. You're definitely going to get an alt cycle. I think, again, not financial advice, it's me personally believing so, but I think it's inevitable you'll get an alt cycle when Bitcoin dominance falls off. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is still there because it is just what is it? All institutions are buying a Bitcoin. You haven't got ETFs for anything besides Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. You've got Kaspa Etfs in consideration, potentially being announced in 5 days. You've got XRP. You've got Solana. You've got, potentially HBAR in the future as well. You've got Litecoin. You've got, Sui. You've got so many projects that could have ETFs with institutional adoption. What we're seeing right now is institutions getting in for the first time, and they're not going to get in without regulations. This cycle's different completely because we're not seeing a retail-driven market like every other cycle beforehand. We're seeing an institutionally driven market. So you now got to follow, where beforehand you have to follow the money, following the whales, being the retail whales. Now you've got to follow the institutional money, the trillion-dollar asset managers. You've got to follow what they're doing. It's a completely different cycle. You will see some similarities, of course. But Bitcoin reaching 108k before 2025 and now, doing nothing for the past, 2 weeks? That's not that bad. If you're a Kaspa holder, then yeah, it's been one of the worst cycles in regards to, it's been a bad year for it. Although, again, it's its first cycle, and I like to think for its first cycle, it's done pretty damn well so far. But it may take too long. People may sell as a result. I don't disagree with you that. But again, that just comes down to doing your own research and building your own conviction in what you hold. This information here, I believe, should give you some form of confidence where the cycle's going to go, continue going from here. And equally, information that I provide exclusively to the executives in this channel here should equally add more so to the belief of where crypto and the institutional adoption come into the space. Once more, if you want to find out more, alongside other stuff we put in there, like buy and sell alerts, we'll be doing live streams as well, risk management, hidden gems, these sort of picks that we're doing, we're making gains through the Solana chain and using that capital to either invest more or cycle that into our long-term holdings like Kaspa. And equally then insider information or very, very information that helps build trading strategies and build confidence. And by all means, go check it out again, 7-day free trial right now. Link in the description chat, also on my YouTube homepage. But I don't think it's the worst cycle by any means. I think we've got a lot more to come for it. A lot more to come for it. We're not seeing rate cuts, okay. I think we're going to still see that doesn't mean we're going to see no more pumps for the cycle. I think we'll still see pumps. It just means that, it means that I think if the Fed starts raising rates, that may cause corrections. But I think now that people just understand inflation is too high, so just not ignore it, but it won't be a deciding factor as much anymore. Fed paper's dead, yeah, it's what it is. But look, SEC approval of Bitcoin happened exactly 1 year ago, and they are the most successful ETFs in history. That is a testament to where we're at right now. The most successful ETFs in history, and that's only in the span of 1 year. Institutions are very, very bullish on crypto. They're going to send it higher. My personal belief, again, not financial advice. Look, even here, $870 billion asset manager Standard Chartered to offer Bitcoin and crypto custody service in Europe. Still early. Still so early. There's so much more to come in this space. Anyway, former UK Prime Minister Liz Truss says, I'm a supporter of Bitcoin and crypto. I think they're a good thing. Now, I hate her. Being from the UK, I don't like her at all. But I want to highlight this once more. We're seeing a lot of, boomers, if you will. A lot of old generation people, a lot of people who have been very hell-bent on, fiat. That's sort of, now they're like, yes, now we want crypto. I think it's no coincidence. They understand the benefit this is going to provide to the space. And make no mistake as well, while they talk about Bitcoin only, and they talk about crypto as a collection, they'll be thinking and knowing about other assets that have the potential as well. I think XRP right now is a choice for a lot of them, based on their connections. XRP's got a lot of connections. I think Kaspa is one that's up and coming that they probably have their eyes on, because again, BlackRock, who's a shareholder of Marathon, and if you're a shareholder of Marathon, therefore can't make any decisions without BlackRock say so. So therefore, BlackRock know of Kaspa. So I'll be sure that Kaspa is going to be one that's going to generate more adoption and attention as it develops more as a project, as an ecosystem, as a layer one, and they are going to help with that as well with their smart contract launch projects, Asset Mint, Gigawatt Stablecoin, Warp Core, and also getting their name out into institutions. It takes a different mindset. If they extend their timescale to accumulate more and wait for the real adoption to happen, I hold for more than a single bull cycle. I ultimately hold for a long time as well. Kaspa's one I'm holding for the long run, 5, 10, 15 years. Other cryptos are hopefully cycle and then cycle back out, but even then, based on the research that I know, or research that I have, again, this may not happen again. The research may end up, the industry may decide to completely screw us all. Who knows? But based on the research that I have done, I like to believe that cryptos it's still got a lot higher highs to come. A lot higher highs to come. But I haven't for a long time 100% as well. Bro, Supra's a good one. I have heard of Supra, not that I'm in it. Supra, again, very, very small project. Not as small as the previous one, but 179 mil market cap. Basically 30 mil, 24 hour trading volume. It's got Bybit, KuCoin, Mexi, so it's not got many exchanges at all. But it's got Bybit, KuCoin, and Mexi and Gate, so it's got some decent ones. Total supply is 100 a bill. Circulating or self-report. Okay, that is a bit weird. No one likes seeing that. It launched earlier late last year actually. It launched, at least on CoinMarketCap, it launched around November of 2024. Made an all-time high peak of 7 cents or 7.5 cents, and then it's come back down again. And it's a powerful L1 ecosystem. I mean, interoperability, decentralization. I mean, decentralization is a term being thrown out quite a lot right now, and not to be nitpicky, but for example, Ripple XRP say they're decentralized, but Ripple's behind it, an actual institution, so it's not truly decentralized. So I don't know if they've had don't know if they've had pre-minting, ICOs, whatever it's about it. I can't say for sure. As always, the concept sounds decent behind it. But it's such a new project, it's hard to determine where it's going to go from here. But there's a lot of bullish sentiment behind it at least, so maybe it does well. It is one that actually has starred already, so I do evidently know of it. I forgot I even starred this one then. But yeah, I mean, maybe it does well. Again, time will have to tell. Once I saw the all-time chart for Kaspa, it sent me down a rabbit hole to learn what it was. And it was all I needed to continue learning to build conviction 100%. And yeah, that's precisely what it is. A lot of people will see this chart and think, yeah, it's good, and that'll be it. A lot of people equally, they will see this chart and be like, oh, why? Some people actually want to learn more, and that's actually why I made, on the same day I started streaming, 1st of August, I made a free community for them to actively learn more about crypto and equally learn more about Kaspa as well. People that mainly Kaspa community obviously in there, but we're still trying to learn more and more about everything in this space, from memes to AI to real world, everything crypto. We talk about a lot of stuff in there, and that's why I made a community so everyone can band together and learn more and more. And then the people who want to actively be even more locked in with even more benefits, then they are the ones who are joining the executive community right now. Which again, you can go check out, link in the description chat, also my homepage. But that's why I made a community. This whole community, whether it be the executive or the free one, is a place where everyone's learning more and more about crypto. And Kaspa in particular as well. The chart for Kaspa is worth the rabbit hole. And we also have information in there like under the useful website tabs, which then send you to useful websites like the CBI here, the funding heat map, that sort of stuff, but also Kaspa driven ones like stuff to Kaspa smart contracts information. Luke, who's an ambassador for Kaspa, made a post about everything you need to know about Kaspa, where to find all the websites, and that's in there as well. Again, go check it out. Just keep stacking 100%. Bitcoin dominance is testing a major downtrend on the line 4 hour. I mean, Bitcoin dominance right now, I don't look at it in too much depth in the sense of I have my trend line that I drew out based, on this massive upwards, chart here. It dropped down below here, and we actually saw alts flying around here. And now it's come back up above it again and rebounding off this line. The moment that Bitcoin dominance drops below this again, I suspect we'll see alts fly a little bit and Bitcoin come down. But the real alt season will start when Bitcoin comes down to in and around like the low 50% and even then below 50%. And Ethereum also goes flying as well, which right now Ethereum is not even near all-time highs yet. When Ethereum surpasses all-time highs, that'll be a key indicator for altcoin season as well. But I mean, yeah, right now it might be testing a line of resistance, which would be good. But I'm just looking. All I do when I look at this is it near the trend line? No. Is it green? Yes. Okay. Bitcoin dominance is up, so that's why the market's just following Bitcoin right now. I mean, yeah, right now things are looking very optimistic for crypto and Kaspa as a whole. This ETF stuff is huge, and I'm going to look it up when the stream's done. But apparently, we'll be getting the Grayscale will be releasing their updated quarterly report based on assets they're going to potentially look into list in 5 days' time on the 15th of January, at the same time that we will be seeing inflation data to also help us determine where the market's going to go from here. So yeah, 15th of January, so 5 days' time will be potentially a very, very big day for Kaspa. And then Trump's inaugurations 5 days after that, 10 days away, very, very big as well. Rate cuts, much more. The Binance mining pool with the Binance incentive mining pool to mining Bitcoin on Kaspa, and the reward being AAK Kaspa, will be ending on the 27th of January, which are also, that's also very heavily speculated right now to be the ticking clock towards whether we'll see 14 days after that, where they have to give out the reward to the funding wallet. That may also incline or force, if you will, because again, a funding wallet technically means it's confirmed that inauguration's been done, the integration's been done for spot listing, so therefore Kaspa spot listing comes from Binance before February 10th, which would be huge. So I'm very optimistic about crypto right now, very, very bullish. I'll play this video real quick though, because I think this is probably the highlight in my belief of the stream. Once more, why I think the ETF for Grayscale is very possible, and BlackRock even launching Kaspa ETF at some point in the cycle, because again, shareholder marathon, and this is what marathons think of Kaspa. Looking very, very closely to this video.
People trying. Hey everyone, Adam Swift, Chief Growth Officer at Marathon Digital Holdings, the largest publicly traded Bitcoin miner. Here as a huge Kaspa fan, proof of work fan, have followed along in the community for a while now. Super impressed with just the pureness of the community, both in terms of the technology, in terms of the individuals involved, in terms of the literal online community, the Discord, and a lot of the chats we see. Super impressed by everything Bitmain is doing with all these other coins and just supporting proof of work and decentralization in general. And love to see continued innovation in the proof of work space. As someone that spends all their time supporting the Bitcoin blockchain, awesome to see people trying new things and continuing to push the envelope of what's possible with proof of work.
You heard that right. The chief.
Okay, well, I'm not going to play that part because that had music behind it, and that'll get me copyright striked. But obviously, apology for the bit of the echoey noise from the interview. But as it sounds, yeah, the man here, Adam Swift, is Chief Growth Officer of Marathon, ultimately just talked about how happy he is about Kaspa and how bullish he is about someone trying to build something, and he likes how good the community is as well, which once was a testament to the strength of Kaspa and what it's trying to build right now. Again, why I'm bullish on Kaspa. Everything they're building for me is so early, but again, it's so strong. The foundation of Kaspa is strong. The hash rate right now is coming down a little bit, which is not the best to see, but again, we saw something similar not too long ago. We saw the hash rate staying about 1.3 for ages. They're having a massive crash down to 1.1. They're going on a little rally up again, and now it's going through a corrective cycle back down, which is not common to see for Kaspa. Normally you just see it go up and up and up. But I'm not too worried about it either way. It means that maybe the miners are going off a little bit. The price is not very good right now. It wouldn't be too surprising. But at the same time, you look at the wallets adjusted for Kaspa right now, still strong at 180k. So we're still seeing the same amount of wallets. We're seeing this wallet normally, expecting it to be Binance's wallet, buying more and more, or accumulating more and more. They did some yesterday. Yesterday they added another, 2-3 mil Kaspa? The day before that, they added another 11 mil Kaspa, 12 mil Kaspa, 13 mil Kaspa. So we're seeing gradually, bit by bit, more and more Kaspa being added by that wallet. We're seeing adoption stagnate, but it's not falling off, apart from the hash rate right now. But again, that doesn't concern me on the long-term side of things, because when the price rallies, you'll likely see the hash rate also rally with it. Right now, in accordance to Kaspa's website, hash rate price should be in and around 22, 23 cents. In accordance to the power law, it should be in and around 23 cents right now. At the very bare minimum, it should be around 31. I think when the price comes back with adoption, with listings, with ETS, whatever it may be, the price will rally and you'll see it quickly catch up and not surpass the hash rate. And we'll see where it goes from there, of course. KLC20 right now, the exhibit right now is not, it's still going through a bit of a stagnant phase. 20 mil Nacho, 13, 14 mil Kango. Kango got some big announcements coming out. I put it in my community again earlier. That they're Wintermute or Market Maker. I think it's what? Their Market Maker, I think it's Wintermute, are helping them get closer to a tier 1. I can't say for sure which tier 1 it is. They haven't confirmed, but they did state it is a top 5 tier 1. So if we look at tier 1s, Binance, Bybit, Coinbase, OKX, Upbit. If they're talking about CoinMarketCap's 1, it'll be one of these 5. Which I'm with considering what exchanges actually list Kaspa in this top 5, the other one is Bybit, so I assume it's probably Bybit. They're talking about how Gate right now is expensive for Kango, or to get listed on it right now, but after the market call off and sideways price action, this will result in a more affordable Gate listing. So you'll see a potentially Gate listing for Kango coming very, very soon, which will be very bullish for them. They're talking about some secret plans cooking as well. Of course, I have to wait and see what exactly it is, but Kango has some very big things on the horizon, I believe, as well. And Natural also working on tier 1 exchanges as well. So you'll see, again, these. Natural volume's actually gone up quite a lot recently, which is good to see. So you'll probably see the prices in due time rally as well. Of course, yes, time will tell. But I don't hold any of these tokens. I plan to at some point. Right now, entry prices are very, very good. My belief, again, not financial advice. But there's a lot more coming to Kaspa and crypto. It's just a matter of being patient right now. We might see some more downward price action after the inflation data and job data, but I just don't get shaken out. That's all I can say, really. Where do you see these companies going this year? Do you think we'll see most of them hit over 100 mil? Yes. I'd like to believe so. I think Natural will, Kango will, Kaspi will. Gold, being an AI project, I believe will. Kaspa Ghost, I think will. Kiki, I hope will. I'm not sure about Kiro, although that is CG's community, so maybe he wants to pump it higher, who knows. And then stuff like Conan and Bert, they're very far down right now. I hope they can recover, but it seems that community instead has kind of fallen off for those two right now, which is a bit of a shame. But I believe that I feel like the big ones should surpass 100 mil. And the really big ones, the top 2, should be, going into the multiple 100 mil, not even up to a bill. And especially, yes, as Stephen King hears, once smart contracts are implemented, I think that'll also help them massively because it'll give them more use case as well. Be able to mint more, burn, whatever it may be. We should know that crypto market, especially Kaspa, are tightly related to global liquidity cycle and quantitative easing. I mean, yeah, all financial markets are closely related to economic factors, 100%. I do agree. And crypto didn't used to be that close to it, but it's become more close because it's becoming it's a mature and becoming a more established market. So now the economic data tends to affect it more directly, like stocks would, or like it would affect stocks. And it only continues that fashion more and more. But for me, Kaspa is still early in its cycle and it's doing very, very good things. That's me again, as always. But that being said, thank you all once more for watching today's stream. Again, if you want to know more about other crypto and market sentiments, then go check out the free Discord server, link in the chat description, also on your homepage. And if you want to be even more locked in, learning much more, whether it be through, benefiting more from crypto, whether it be through these sort of picks here, or learning more insider information, stuff that I only disclose to these people in the executive channel, then by me, go check it out. Again, link in the description chat, also my homepage. Come to 7-day free trial, go check it out, see what you think. And if you enjoy what you see, then by all means, we welcome you there. And if you enjoy the streams, I'll be doing these daily, 165 days in a row, at least. Then by all means, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And that being said, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I will see you in the next one. Yeah, Apology My Man is over, but I'll be back tomorrow. Should be normal time tomorrow, so don't worry about that. But thank you all for watching, and I'll catch